this is Nadine, and I want to show you how easy it is to get some healthy meals that taste good and yet are not really high in calories. The item I'm going to show you today is called barbecued chicken with ranch potatoes. When I'm planning my meals, because I'm trying to lose weight and I only allow myself so many calories a day, I try to make my dinner meal, the whole meal, not just the main course, but the whole meal, be 600 calories or less. So this meal is going to help me get there, because the main course is between the meat and the potatoes is less than 300 calories at the portion size that I'm giving. Now, if you're not trying to lose weight but just want to eat healthy, you could give yourself a little bit more meat or a little bit more potatoes. Either way is fine. It'd be a few more calories, but at the portion size that I'm doing, it's still going to be under 300 calories for the main part. And then that gives me another 300 calories to get my vegetable and my fruit. So let's show you how we do this. This is called barbecued chicken with ranch potatoes. And it's done in the crock pot, so you need to do it start it ahead of time. But it's really not that much prep time. First thing we need to do is cut up the potatoes. I want my potatoes to be about 1/2 inch diced, and that's all. So I'm going to start by just cutting them in half. I've already cleaned them. And if you see a bad spot like that, just cut it out and get rid of it. And I'm keeping the skin on my potatoes because that's actually the healthier, where most of your vitamins in your potatoes are. So now I'm just going to take this and dice it up. After I dice it up, I'm just going to stick it in my bowl. Now, the crock pot says to put the potatoes in a glass bowl because we don't want the barbecue sauce and the chicken juices over it. But we do want to be able to cook everything at the same time. And so to do that, we're cooking this in a glass bowl at the same time that we're cooking the chicken in the crock pot. So I'm going to finish cutting my potatoes. Once I cut my potatoes, I'll show you how to make the sauce. As I cut the potatoes, I put them in this bowl. Now I need to put the sauce on the potatoes. To do that, I'm going to need to dump the potatoes into a big bowl so I can mix it up. But this was the bowl I'm going to cook them in, so I wanted to make sure I didn't get more potatoes than this bowl could hold. Now what I'm going to do is I've got my olive oil right here, and I'm just going to put my packet of ranch dressing into my olive oil. And then I just want to whisk that around to mix it up. Now all I need to do is to put this on my potatoes, and then I'm just going to mix them in. So keep stirring this around to get that all over all the potatoes, because we want them all to have that yummy ranch flavor. So this is going to give it the ranch flavor, but it's not going to give it as much calories as if we were to pour the pre-made ranch dressing on it, because we only use 2 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So we have the very strong flavor without all that fat. And olive oil is actually a very healthy fat, so I like using that one as opposed to some of the others. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my potatoes and dump them back in the bowl so that they're ready to cook. I just needed a bigger bowl to mix them up. And this bowl is going to be quite full. As it cooks, the potatoes will shrink a little bit, and so it won't be quite as full when it's done. But it is pretty full right now. But they fit in there, and that's what matters. Now we need to get the crock pot ready and the chicken ready. To prepare my crock pot, I stuck my potatoes in there, and then I stuck the chicken tenders in there. I didn't feel like cutting up the breast, so I just stuck the chicken in there, and then I poured that homemade barbecue sauce on it. I'm going to use the same cup to measure out the water that goes in there. And we are just going to add the 1/4 cup water. Now, I have to explain, I did show you how to put the chicken in there, but then as soon as I got done showing you and I had the sauce on it, my camera beeped saying it was going to turn off, which means I forgot to push the record button. So that's why I was telling you exactly what I'm going to do. So we have the potatoes there in the bowl, and here we have the chicken, barbecue sauce, and the water. It only cooks for 4 hours on high. If you needed to do it all day because you wanted to start it before you went to work, you could set it for 8 hours and do it on low. The thing I like with the crock pot I have, and it doesn't mean you had to have one like that, is mine has a timer, and then I can start it whenever I'm ready to start it, and when it's done, it flips to a warm, and it just keeps it warm until I'm ready to serve it. So if I work like a 9-hour shift, and I set this on low for 8 hours and I'm still not home, it's still going to be warm when I get home because my crock pot's going to keep it warm. If not, then just put it on low and have it cook until you get home. The recipe though calls for it to be on high for 4 hours. So if you're going to do it on high, it only needs to cook for 4 hours. So we'll show you what it looks like when it's done, and we'll dish it up on a plate. We'll be back when this is done cooking. Our dinner has cooked, so we're just going to serve it up. So a serving on the amount of calories I can eat is about 3 ounces, which in this case, I'm going to have it be 1 tenderloin. Then I'm going to put some potatoes on my plate. And with these potatoes, I want about a 1/2 cup of potatoes, and that's all. So that's about it. Now with this main thing, I can put a vegetable there, or serve it with the salad, have some fruit, and I've got a nice, delicious meal that is well under 600 calories.